Hello chess friends and welcome to Jozarov's chess channel and welcome to my series Chess Tactics and Chess Puzzles. So in this series we see all of the possible tactical motifs that can happen in a chess game, and we're continuing now the series again with the so-called checkmate patterns. So far we covered really some nice tactical elements with some Anastasia's mate, Legal's mate and many more, and today we are continuing with the so-called Reti's checkmate pattern. This Reti's checkmate pattern is this setup here. It's a checkmate delivered by the bishop and the rook, but in order to deliver that checkmate, you have to have sort of the support of some pieces by your opponent. So you see here the pawn on c7 is preventing this king from escaping, and here it's a very cool checkmate here with the rook and the bishop. So another setup of the Reti's mate can be this picture. I always like to call it the picture, the pattern here with the bishop checkmate. This rook is of course cutting off this very important e-file, and now the king doesn't have any squares to escape, and this is again a very beautiful checkmate. So the original game played by Richard Reti against Savieli Tartakover was played in 1910, and it's really an important checkmate pattern, because I've missed some opportunities in my own chess games in order to deliver this checkmate, because it seems a little bit well, it's not so easy to see sometimes, but the most important thing about this Reti's mate is this very important double check. The double check is a huge tactical motif in a chess game. You'll see what's all about. So here it's, as I said, it's the game Richard Reti against Savieli Tartakover, and here Savieli Tartakover gets a little bit greedy and takes the pawn here on e5. The other thing is that black is also an attack, a double attack here by the knight and the queen, and here white simply castle. So very strong attack here by Richard Reti. He didn't care for this knight, and now knight takes on e4 was played. And here you can pause the video and try to find this Reti's checkmate. It's really cool. So here of course the best move is queen on d8. This queen sacrifice after king takes on d8. Now, as I mentioned, we have this very important moment. We have this very important element of this double check here. Queen on bishop on g5 with a double attack on the king, and here king on c7 had to be played, and now bishop on d8. Very nice checkmate by Richard Reti. So let's see now another example. Here it's a game played by Ladislav Maszewski against Ignaz von Kolisch. Here black gave a check, and of course white made this move f4. The most important thing is just to deflect the queen from the defense of this d8 square. So that's why queen on f4 was played. Now bishop on d2, and now queen on g4, and now we have again this very nice queen sacrifice, queen on d8, king takes on d8, and now double check. Here you have to escape with your king on e8, and then you get again a very nice Reti's mate on d8. So as I mentioned, this double check is really important. You should be familiar with it. So if you notice that your opponent has the king in the center, that he hasn't castled so far, if you have a very nice activity with the queen, with the rook, you see we have always this very important battery on the d file. So you can, as you can see, sacrifice the queen, critics double check, and create this very effective checkmate. So let's see now another example. Same pattern, same idea. I hope you got the grip here. Of course, now it's the move again. Queen on d8. It's a gameplay by Georges Koltanovsky against Arthur Dunkelblum. Here, of course, king on d8, and now bishop on a5 with the double check again. Black has only two squares, c8 or e8, the same thing happens. Rook on d8, again a very nice check. So here it's now the same idea, but from black's perspective. Here again we have the very important d file, we have the queen that is very very active, and we have the bishop, which can always create this discovered check possibility. So of course you can again pause the video and try to find this Reti's mate for yourself. And of course it's again this after queen on a7. Here we had again this queen on d1 with the sacrifice of the queen, king takes, and now again double check, rook on e1 had to be played, and now rook on d1, again a very cool check. So at the end of the video, here's one chess puzzle for you to solve at home. It's white to move, and it's a famous game. It's played by Paul Murphy against Duke Carl and the Count Isuart. So I have shown this game many often in the series. So here you should also try to find this Legal's mate. I hope you'll find it, and I think after this couple examples you'll find it very easily. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll continue with this common checkmate patterns, because I think they're really important, because you should be really familiar with them, because sometimes you can really solve the problems in the maybe the first 10-50 moves, win a game with a nice queen sacrifice. And as I said, you should be really familiar with, because I've myself missed some opportunities to play this Reti's mate, so I don't want that the same thing happen to you. Okay, meanwhile you can watch my other videos from the series with some chess tactics and chess puzzles, and you can also watch my how to spot chess tactics videos, in which I show you the common patterns in which you should maybe recognize tactical possibilities. You can check it out, you can see what's all about, and you can also subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Thanks you for watching, and chess is the best, of course.